Hello everyone, how are you? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Welcome to my channel, The Last of Us 24 and new video your favorite series, The Last of Us. The announcement for the upcoming remaster of The Last of Us 2 is a move that could benefit another one of PlayStation's latest exclusives. This upcoming remaster will add new content to The Last of Us 2 that has never been seen before by the public. And this could be a great way for other titles to introduce cut content as well, especially when it comes to Spider-Man 2. As the most recent PlayStation exclusive to be released, a lot of cut content that was initially supposed to be part of Spider-Man 2's story could be perfect material for an eventual remaster. There is a lot of hype about The Last of Us 2's lost levels, and this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the subject of content that has been cut from a game's final version. After a collection of concept art was revealed following the release of Spider-Man 2, there were apparently a lot of planned scenarios that weren't featured in the game at launch. If a remaster is in Spider-Man 2's future, Insomniac should be taking some note of Naughty Dog's approach to adding new content. One of the most surprising bits of information to come out about Spider-Man 2 since the game's release is that only a small percentage of Venom's recorded dialogue was used in the final product, leading many fans to wonder just how much content could have been cut from the game. Since the game's launch, concept art detailing moments that were left out of the game has proven that there were a lot of great ideas that unfortunately didn't make the final cut. When it comes to the leaked concept art, one particularly cool moment shows artwork of symbiotes swarming the Daily Bugle. This would have been an amazing moment to see, especially since it would have shown Spider-Man having to save J. Jonah Jameson, despite the man's disdain for Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 following in the same footsteps as The Last of Us 2 Remastered would be a great way to finally see these moments come to life. There were also conceptualized scenarios that involved Harry as Venom fighting enemies at his mother's grave and Mary Jane as She-Venom instead of her surprising transformation into Scream. Spider-Man 2 wrote well-crafted and compelling stories for Mary Jane and Harry, but it would be cool to see what could have been in a remaster somewhere down the road. Although there is room for a Venom DLC sometime soon, seeing Mary Jane as She-Venom would be perfect for a lost level in a remaster. Naughty Dog's approach to adding never-before-seen content to The Last of Us 2 Remastered is a great way to make a remaster worthwhile, and there will hopefully be other studios following in its footsteps. There are plenty of blockbuster games that have cut content, and Spider-Man 2 would be one of the best titles to add missing stories to a remaster several years in the future. There is always the possibility that this concept art could be used for a DLC, but if that doesn't happen, adding lost levels to a Spider-Man 2 remaster would be the next best thing. In an interview, Jeffrey Pierce, the voice actor for Tommy Miller, Joel's brother, explained that he's yet to receive a script for The Last of Us Part IV. He stressed that, as far as he knows, it's not something that has begun in any fashion. Back in July, some potential casting information surfaced that suggested a completely separate story from what we've been exposed to thus far would be introduced, but nothing more was heard on that front. Let them cook. Between The Last of Us 2013 and The Last of Us Part II 2020, there was a 7-year gap. This allowed Naughty Dog to construct one of the most monumental games the industry has ever seen, and that title aired just 3 years ago. So if we work with the same timeline, it's likely we won't see The Last of Us Part II before 2027, or perhaps later. In the meantime, the firm is working on remasters and the shadowy, mysterious multiplayer game that has been lurking under the surface for some time. In an exclusive interview with Dexerto, Jeffrey Pierce, Tommy Miller, said that he hadn't picked up a script from Naughty Dog, nor did he know of any project in the works to create one. At this point, it's not something that has begun in any fashion, at least, not that I know of, And I would hate to set myself up to have expectations about what it would be and then have it be something completely different. He did stress that he's fully expecting the script to turn up at his door, though. There's a glimmer of hope that we're going to see either a prequel featuring Joel and Tommy's earlier exploits in post-apocalyptic America, or we'll see a continuation of the storied post-Part 2, which was the allusion at the end of 2020 title.